Hey everyone, Chloe here, and welcome back to another video, and welcome back to this feminine platform, and welcome back to my channel. And of course, if you are new here, as many of you are, ladies and lurkers and ear hustlers, welcome. So I wanted to chime in on this discussion about online dating and this Bumble controversy that they have since apologized for, where in a series of disgusting, distasteful, cringy, and very troublesome targeted ads that suggested to women that they basically stop fronting on being celibate. Now, for those of you who don't know, Bumble was successfully founded as a female focused dating app and is sometimes jokingly called a feminist app that was founded by entrepreneur Whitney Wolfe Herd in 2014. And just for a bit of background, when Bumble was first created, it was the first of its kind female focused app that requires a woman to reach out to her matches first. And the initial intention was to give women more power in terms of who they would like to choose to date, as opposed to being pursued by low value, sexually frustrated creeps. And this Bumble idea of a woman holding the power dynamic in her hands and for her to be more selective with her dating choices essentially turned Mrs. Whitney into a multi-millionaire overnight. However, as more and more discussions about femininity and hypergamy and role reversal and the trending womanhood choices of soft power, trad wife culture have become more mainstreamed in the womanhood, dating, and marriage marketplace discussions, the thought of a woman having to reach out first has become a giant ick. And with a feminine education, many women are basically reverting to the wiring of their hypergamous nature of wanting to be traditionally approached, dated, and or courted by high value men because that is the ideal that most women are longing for. And because at our core, women are hypergamous by nature. So, of course, Bumble has had to evolve and has had to change course to keep up with the demands of an ever educated dating and marriage marketplace where the flavor and the taste of women in general have evolved into wanting more balance and more traditionalism. The facts are women are looking for providers. They are looking for protectors and family men, and they are looking for mentally healthy and mentally sound and mentally adjusted suitors, and they are looking for men who can carry their own financial weight and as providers when the children come and when the wife needs to rest and to recover in her divine feminine. Women are going to feminine school and they are becoming more educated of their worth. And because of this, women are now more healed and they are now more than ever against casual sex. So most recently, Bumble decided to change course 10 years after launching the dating app that once relied so heavily upon women to initiate and to engage with possible suitors. But with more common knowledge, the feminine divine has exploded and women are now falling back and they are becoming less desperate and are now more interested in being courted as opposed to having to choose from a pool of low hanging, dusty fruit or men who have absolutely nothing to offer except for their crusty eggplants. But in an even stranger twist, Bumble's marketing team had decided to make the wrong move by kicking up some controversy by launching a highly offensive series of poster board ads and a series of suggestive, cringy messaging aimed at trying to shame women out of celibacy. So, in other words, more and more women are becoming less and less interested in casual hookups, and the apps are noticing that more and more women are disinterested in being duped out of their cookies. They are tired of navigating the low quality bottom shelf men who flood these apps and who typically will have nothing to lose, as these are the types of Zeta male quality suitors that typically are overrepresented in these dating spaces. And less women are participating in hookup culture in order to preserve their sanity, their sexual health, their bodies, and their spiritual health. But here are a few wonderfully shared opinions that have been expressed on this topic, and I will be back with the rest of my commentary.
Every company needs at least one chronically online 20-year-old working in their marketing department, because I'm not even on the 4B side of the internet, but even I understand like the shift going on with women. How did this get approved? How did so many eyes see this ad and go, yeah, that's the one? And don't even get me started on how these dating apps have basically gamified relationships and have like rotted everybody's brain. And the irony is not lost on me that a dating app catered to women has a billboard sign trying to gaslight women into going back to having sex. Like, Wow. Even the language of the sentence, like, you know full well. Why does it feel so aggressive to me? It kind of feels like they're telling you, like, who said that you could stop popping that? Like, get back to work. As a married woman, if you want to opt out of dating, and that also means you want to opt out of being physical with other people, that is 100% okay in your choice. I see nothing wrong with that. If anything, celibacy is the answer. Like, celibacy can do wonders for somebody. But this could have all been avoided if they just listened to like one intern on their team. Because I know somebody had to have been like, I don't know about this. This is just what happens when people are just completely not rooted in reality anymore, and they are just unable to take the temperature of the public and to read the room. Because how did you think that this would have been okay? I don't get it.
Now, to the CEOs of Bumble, please use this video as a PSA to the fact that the divine feminine has awoken. It is roaring, and that women are tapping into a higher consciousness where they are no longer interested in being used or mistreated or participating in casual flings that have been disguised and marketed in the past to women as female empowerment. So, ladies that are listening, there is power in being disinterested in mediocre men, as more and more dusty men are continuing to get bent out of shape by immaturely calling themselves drizzle drizzle kings and drizzle drizzle gods, like this dime a dozen snarky manosphere perspective.
Girls, I love this for you. This billboard, celibacy is not the answer, and the patriarchy is running scared. Can I tell you a secret? Bumble is founded and CEO'd by a woman on Time's top 100 list. The 4B movement's actually not attacking the patriarchy. It's hurting the pockets of one of your favorite ladies. And let's also be honest, since we're on the topic. You didn't take a vow of celibacy from the get. You only took this vow, aside from the sneaky link you're still getting because most of you aren't taking this vow, after things didn't work out. You see, dating requires that you date people who want to date you back. That's the dynamics. And too many people are trying to date out of their league, and then they get played because they're outkicking their coverage, dating nines when there's sixes and sevens. Too many people online are going, I'm a 10, I'm a 10, I'm a 10. We've seen those interviews where they're really just fives, sixes, and sevens, but they're trying to date nines. And when dozens of people are trying to date the same rich guy, you're not going to get picked. You would have to be better than every other one combined. Because if a guy can date 10 at the same time and get a little bit of everything and get the best of everybody, he's not going to just pick one. The 4B movement is because we want better than we deserve and we can't get it, so we're just going to protest. And you want to know why guys don't care? You're not really harming men. Out of all the people trying to date up and failing, you abstaining when you were trying to get somebody that didn't want you in the first place, you weren't connecting with suitable males anyway. It's not like you were giving affection to anybody reasonably to withhold it. You were competing for the same guy. And now instead of having 10 or 12 options, the guy has 9 or 8, right? So the guy who had all the choices still has all the choices. The guy that wasn't dating you still wasn't dating you. Now he won't get played. You're not going to go on a date with him because you were lonely or wanted free food, still hoping that you'll get the rich guy that you can never have. So yeah, I think this is best for everybody. By trying to end the patriarchy, you're only affecting the pocket of one of the most successful women of our generation. You played yourselves.
And this rinse, wash, and repeat commentary, this kind of commentary that seeks to make women feel fearful about their options and seeks to humiliate and insult women, are now becoming flat out boring, because women are collectively becoming numb to the verbally abusive attacks by these exhausting, out of order, dirty neck, beta male podcasters, and many women are no longer threatened by the fears of dying alone with cats or being spinsters. Because when you take yourself out of the dating game, pets will always make for way better company than a spirit of confusion dust bucket. But for Bumble to try to convince women that keeping their legs closed is a bad thing is highly, highly offensive, because the ads sound both cringe and high-key coercive. So yeah, women are no longer interested in the coffee dates, the walk dates, the car dates, and they are done signing up for the clownette game of meeting the low-value men who are not interested in having to treat women like they are people. Honestly, in the worst kept secret ever, everyone will be much better off if people just collectively went back to meeting people in real life and forming in-person human connections and relationships according to their passions and their hobbies at a base level. Because with an app trying to make women do the dirty work of chasing men, as the men just sit back and get picked by women, was of course going to long-term bomb because it goes against the female nature of wanting to be pursued. So I am not surprised in the least that Bumble is struggling at all. Bumble has since apologized, but these ads are tasteless and classless, especially being that the company is owned by a woman. So, of course, as women, we expect better from another woman. And to note, the ads are especially offensive because in many of the ads, the image represented was a woman of color. As women of color, especially black women, are constantly being groomed as sexually liberated, low hanging fruit that is backed by a viscerally domineering pop culture imagery of black women as little sex workers, thoughts who love to scrap, and IG models who love to rap. The reality is, ladies, not too many quality men are interested in these dating apps because quality men are typically not having issues finding women when they are decent men. Now, as for celibacy, that is its own video, so be on the lookout for that. But women are waking up and are restoring the cost of admission to their time, their bodies, and their wombs. So if these bottom shelf men cannot step up their cookies by becoming more mature and more financially competitive and more mentally stable and more traditional in their provision, they are going to continue to struggle and they are going to continue to rage online, and they will miss out on the many benefits of having a wife and a family, which means that they won't get the worship or the respect that the masculine divine so desperately craves. So, ladies and lurkers, to get this conversation started, do these dating apps need to go out of business? Has there been a decrease in hookup culture? Or are women simply becoming more aware of leveled down bottom shelf men who have nothing but word salad and a bunch of blame game excuses in their holsters? And as always, I thank you for listening, and I thank you for watching, and I thank you for sharing this video to further grow our feminine platform. And please stay tuned for more videos to come, and I will catch up with you ladies and lurkers and ear hustlers in the next one.
Apparently, Bumble has issued an apology, and in it, they're claiming to get rid of all billboards associated with celibacy. And as cute of an attempt as this is for y'all, I don't give a damn. Continue to boycott Bumble. Yeah, this Bumble fumble is so massive. And it's one of those things that once you see, you just cannot unsee it. And I personally cannot unsee that Bumble really got on these billboards and told women, y'all are putting y'all's coochies on ice a little bit too much, and it's costing us money. If y'all don't get outside and bust it wide for Clyde and throw it back for Jack and stop playing. And I can't unsee that. And if that's how you feel about women and their advocacy for their bodies in public, I can only imagine how you feel about us behind closed doors. So yeah, this was cute, but the Bumble boycott is still on. Delete the app today. Thank you.